What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 81 of the old Fatman there. Okay, so what we got here is pretty fucking cool, man. 15 Minutes of Lame Season 1 alumni Jeremy and Jeannie Baud over at Baud's Exotic Reptiles. They went out and they got themselves a guitar. Then they got that guitar signed by the original pioneering big dogs in the reptile hobby. I'm talking guys like Ralph Davis, Kevin McCurley, Brian Barczyk, the Sutherlands, Ty Park, and f***ing more. And guess where this thing is headed? To the Daytona 2022 National Reptile Breeders USARK auction. Maybe, just maybe, one of you guys could own a piece of fucking history. The only way to win this guitar is show up at the auction and bid. Help out USARK, own something badass. This is literally the only one of these guitars in the world. Get your asses down to the Daytona USARK auction on Saturday, August 20th at 8 p.m. at the Daytona Hilton. And bid on this guitar, support USARK, and potentially be a part of reptile history. Well, let's say we start off the show with some herps news. We're going to look at some show dates here. We got, let's see, Slidell, Louisiana on July 23rd and 24th. Then they're moving over to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma the next week, July 30th and 31st. They're going to be in Corpus Christi, Texas on August 13th and 14th. They got a little home show in Bryan on August 20th and 21st. That's Bryan-College Station, Texas. They're going to be in Austin at the new place on August 27th and 28th. Then the big show in Conroe, Texas on September 10th and 11th. Heading back up to New Orleans, September 17th and 18th. And then, as always, since about 2 months ago, Branch Davidian headquarters, Waco, Texas, October 15th and 16th. Listen, come on already. Come on. You gotta fucking go to a herp show. If you have any questions, just hit this button right here and you could ask it. You could ask a herps question. You could call Sean and Lori. They probably don't want to hear from you, though. Just fucking email them. Don't fucking bother them. Listen, go to herpshow.net, and it'll answer any questions you have. Just show up for fucking one herp show. There's 30 fucking goddamn herp shows every year. Show up to one of them. All right, if you're using ReptiChip, you're already in the Reptile Cool Guy Club. If you're using any of these other cut-rate cocoa chip companies, then really, like, what the fuck, man? Look, we already discussed this ad nauseum. Go with the former vet. Go with the guy that gives back to the community. And go with the guy that not only built his company from the ground up, but he did it twice. Also, you know you want it. Get a fucking Reptolution shirt. JT is the only guy going toe-to-toe with the Fatman as far as hot women in his shirts. Head on over to reptochip.com right now and get yourself a brick, a bag, or a block of the best coconut chip on the fucking planet. And while you're there, if you're feeling sexy, get a fucking Reptolution shirt. I don't care what the fuck you do, just get on it. So I gotta be honest, I had some shit talking lined up for this episode. But then I interviewed Socrates and Adam, and then I just figured this is probably not the episode to do it. I figured I'd just wait it out until the next episode. Maybe. Adam, and especially Socrates, kind of renewed my faith in good people and positivity, but it's not gonna last long. But for right now, it's definitely permeating with the Fatman. So let's take advantage of that while it's here, because I have a feeling by the next episode, the opportunity to be negative is definitely going to present itself a few times. One of those times is probably going to be this next thing. I wasn't going to go on anybody else's show for the rest of the year, because I just figured you guys were getting tired of looking at the Fatman, and you guys just didn't want to go on your other favorite shows and see more and more of the fucking Fatman, because I made a couple appearances over the last couple of months. But when Sean Bradley asked me to be on the opening show of Bullshit 2.0, I just couldn't say no, all right? Everyone knows that Sean and I are friends, but I do have an ass ton of questions I'm curious about, and even though I'm a guest on his show, I'm hoping the opportunity presents itself for me to get to ask him a few things. That's actually gonna all go down on July 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's gonna be advertised on my page, on Sean's page. I'm not sure if it's going live on the Bullshit YouTube channel or the Exotics by Nature YouTube channel. Either way, just keep an eye out. We're both gonna advertise the shit out of it. Next up, Arlington is definitely gonna happen this year. I'm not going to record or sell shirts or anything like that. I'm just basically going to hang out with my friends, meet a few fans, and spend some more time with my fucking Texas people, man. Arlington is happening in September, and following that up, right in October, we're finally getting to the first leg of the No More Balls tour in Georgia and Tennessee. I'm usually not excited about travel, but Socrates definitely got into my head this month, and I'm kind of fucking excited about everything, and I wanna get going while the getting's good. In other words, let's make hay while the sun is still shining, right? So I'm excited to do the traveling. I'm excited to kind of bring you guys some stuff that you haven't seen before, and I hope you laugh while I'm doing it. I don't want to spoil it, but Socrates really said something in the interview that really changed my headspace about this show going forward. He basically said that amateurs compete, professionals create, right? And honestly, I have a ton of ideas on where to take this show over the course of the next 2 or 3 years. And I think the time to implement those ideas is now. Speaking of implementing a ton of shit, you know who does that? The market of morphs. Right, pay attention. Life seems pretty heavy these days. Morph Market hopes these new shirt designs lighten it up a little bit. That's what I say. Fucking shirts could lighten up everything. This new design in heavy metal gray and forest green colors say, do you even breed, bro? These shirts, as well as most hats, which have been restocked, can be ordered at shop.morphmarket.com. Go buy a fucking shirt, man. Come on. Teddy Roosevelt. In other news, Morph Market has heard your feedback about the new index design. They will be adding a second view mode for those who prefer the more compact design of the previous version. Gotta take a step back to go 2 steps further sometimes, I guess. Now, here's my favorite part of the ad. Morph Market is also happy to announce the addition of the herp shows to its events section. Yeah, baby, that's all I'm saying. This is what should have happened from the get-go, all right? Morph Market will be adding vendor lists as they receive them from Sean, but users who are vending can always add themselves as well to let their customers know where to find them. Fucking this platform is fucking quickly becoming as awesome as Instagram. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Morph Market may very well be the new Instagram. I don't give a fuck what you do. Just go to morphmarket.com and become a member now. So Adam Clear of Benevolent Reptiles really stepped up to the plate and spent a ton of his own money and time on people that he didn't even know, all to make a little fucking kid happy. I'm gonna let him tell the story, but it really catapulted him up the ranks to where I had to ask him to be on the show. Here's my 15 minutes with Adam Clear of Benevolent Reptiles.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Snakes in the Fatman proudly brings to you its new breeder segment, 15 Minutes of Lame!
Hey guys, it's Justin at Canova. So in the past few years, Canova's become the top source for amazing ball pythons. Now Chris tells me, Justin, it's time to give back. So we're sponsoring the 15 Minutes of Lame to support the new and upcoming breeders. So jump in here, let's hear your ideas, let's hear your thoughts. Maybe you can turn your 15 minutes of lame into 20 years of lame, just like I did. If you want to be the man, you got to beat the man, so bring it.
15 Minutes of Lame!
Hey, will you look at that? We got one of the nicest fucking people in the hobby here with us. We got Adam Clear from Benevolent Reptiles. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
Just living a dream. Fucking, my back hurts a little bit from carrying this fucking segment, but whatever.
We just started.
Yeah, I'm old, man. So you know how this shit works. You know, you got 15 minutes to fucking pimp your wares, and that 15 minutes is gonna start now. Now, I'm going to start you off the same way as everybody else. The name, where'd the name come from?
So that started with the kids. They also kind of helped out with the logo. Is just the oldest likes to help out with other things. He wants to save the turtles and all that kind of stuff, save the whales, all those things. And then the youngest is obsessed with reptiles. So that's where the reptiles came from. And I'm hoping one day, eventually, when this becomes a positive income, to use the income to actually donate to animals and things like that.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about one of the cool things that you've done in a little bit here. Now, you're located in Missouri, right?
Yeah, right next to the Amish up in northern Missouri in Trenton.
Oh, Jesus Christ, the fucking Amish. All right. Now, normally my question is, you know, with all the other people in your state, why the fuck should people buy from you? But really, I mean, you're like the only one I know in Missouri that's doing this shit. So
there's a few of us. I don't think you should buy from me ever, just to buy from me. I think that's kind of dumb. If you want to buy from somebody, buy from Canova or Bow Affliction because they support the show, something like that.
Ooh, look at you. You did your homework, huh?
A little bit. I might have listened to a couple shows.
All right. Fucking cool. That's I'm loving that. I like the name. I like the name, but more especially, I like what you did. So for the people that don't go to the Zoom call, tell them what you did for our boy Luke in Australia.
So Luke was on one of your podcasts. I don't remember which one it was. It was a few weeks ago. But he had mentioned that his girls were on TikTok and that they were watching people eat Pop-Tarts and different things, and they were jealous because in Australia, they don't get enough Pop-Tarts. So I sent him a message. I showed him a picture of the shelf at the store. And I said, hey, man, just let me know what you want. And he told me a couple of them. I said, well, how about you just tell me what you have in Australia? And he sent me that list, and I just went and pretty much got everything else on the shelf and sent it to him. So he has
in Australia, they only have like 3 flavors of Pop-Tarts, right?
Yeah, it's like blueberry, brown sugar, cinnamon, and strawberry, I think.
And how many Pop-Tarts did you send him?
There's 15 boxes. I don't know what it ends up being. Like there's 280 or 250 or something like that. It's a little bit.
And how much did that cost you?
A few pennies.
Okay.
It's about $400.
Okay. So what made you decide to just send $400 worth of shit to this dude that you had never met before, I'm assuming? And
I enjoy the podcast.
Okay.
So I thought he was kind of cool and went and looked at some of the stuff he's doing. And he's kind of wandering around the zoo there in Australia on one of his, I don't know, reels or whatever you call them on Instagram. I thought that was kind of neat. And I'm all about helping the kids and stuff like that. So,
I mean, dude, that's fucking awesome. It's like that instantly earned you a spot, you know, because I'm a big fan of Luke. So the fact that you just went out, I mean, God knows I wouldn't have fucking did that. Fuck Luke. I mean, I'm a fan, but I'm not spending $400 on fucking Luke. I mean, fuck that guy.
Well, I think he's sending me a sweatshirt for it. So.
Oh, there you go. So you got yourself a $400 sweatshirt. All right.
Yeah.
Fucking cool, man. Now, do you only do ball pythons? Is that your gig there? Like, how long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been doing it for about 3 years. I have ball pythons and crested geckos, the two probably the most common thing you would see at any show.
Yeah, that's the worst. Okay.
Well, the youngest picked the ball pythons. I always liked crested geckos. Long time ago, I had corn snakes, but
gay. Okay, now are you actually breeding now or no?
I have one clutch of ball pythons. I have had some crested geckos. I've sold, I don't know, probably about 6 or 7 of them to the local pet store here, but that's pretty much it.
So you haven't done an actual show yet. You didn't vend a show yet.
No. I just visit them and hang out.
And what's the end game here? Like what genes are you working with? How many snakes do you have? All the standard questions.
Yeah, right now, as far as the ball pythons, I got 19 of them, 4 males. I'm trying to work on a banana Mardi Gras. I really like how they look. I've got some stuff to make, some Dark Knight, and I also like the Scarecrow with the I have banana, so it would be banana instead of coral glow. But
it's so basically, you've had one clutch so far, right?
They haven't hatched yet. They're supposed to hatch next week. Nope.
Why the fuck did you fucking wait to tell me that until just now? All right, Jesus fucking Christ. All right, well, they're hatching next week, so are they all looking good?
Yeah, well, I lost one. I had 5, and one went bad.
Oh, all right. So now you got 4, and what are you hoping for? What's the best thing that could come out of this clutch?
A purple passion clown.
Oh, well, that's all right. All right. 2009 called, and they want their fucking snake back. But okay, cool. Do you plan on vending eventually, or?
Eventually, it'd be kind of nice. There's a few shows that are here in Kansas City, but I know Josh with Ball Python Shed travels a lot, and I'd kind of like to do something like that, just kind of visit different cities.
Are you heading out to the bigger shows now? Do you normally do that just to hang out?
Most of the stuff I do is just in Kansas City. The Tinley show later this month in July. I don't know when it's going to air, but I'm going to try and make that one. Okay.
And did you ever go to like Daytona or Arlington, Pomona? I think Pomona's going on this weekend, actually.
Yeah, I'm not doing that one. I'm going to try and do Daytona also. I've tried to talk the kids into going down there, but they think Daytona's boring. So,
dude, bringing your kids to Daytona is just the worst thing that you could do. I mean, there's so much ass running around Daytona, right? Like, I mean, are you single or are you married?
Oh, I'm single.
All right, then get your ass down to Daytona without the kids. You don't want the kid. How old are your kids?
The oldest is 13. The youngest is 10.
13 and 10. You can't be having a 13-year-old and 10-year-old cock block going on while you're at fucking Daytona trying to hook it up, all right? Because
Well, he just went and bought a shirt that says "I love hot moms." So,
oh, there you go. I have some women in the Zoom call that already said that they would fuck you. So,
well, that's good.
just hope that they go to Daytona. You know.
There you go.
All right, let's talk some sponsors here.
All right.
Right off the bat, do you use Raptor
I have. Most of the time, though, I'm using Pro Coco just because it's easier to get here in Kansas City.
So gay. Fucking JT gives you a fuck you. And JT is one of the nicest people in the fucking business. But he still says fuck you. Fuck you and your Pro Coco. Fucking pro gay. All right, have you ever been to a herp show?
I have. They don't
I like that.
show up much here in Kansas City anymore. It's more the show me stuff here in Kansas City.
Right.
But they used to be here all the time.
Herps used to be in Kansas City?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. You know more about herps than I do. Okay. Well, Sean Gray does not give you a fuck you. Obviously, you haven't hatched out shit yet, but you have to shop on Morph Market, right?
I do, and I've also used it to buy snakes.
Okay. All right. John Lehman does not give you a fuck you. Your logo, you said before that the kids helped you with it, so you did not use SD Design.
No,
so Blake
sorry.
Stewart fucking gives you an extra fuck you right up the ass, all right? Did you ever buy a snake from Bow Affliction?
I have not. I've been eyeing some stuff from him, but he has some very high-end boas. So,
well, Kenny does appreciate the fact that you would say that, but Kenny also gives you a fuck you at the same time. But I agree with you. Kenny's been showing off some nice stuff. Focus Cubed Habitats. You have any of those?
I don't right now. I'm talking to them, though, because they actually supply parts,
right,
which I'm very upset with ZoomEd about because I have some nice ZoomEd glass enclosures and they're breaking and I can't get anything to replace the parts.
Ah, okay. All right, good. Well, Steven and Ashley will potentially give you a fuck you, but for now, let's just say that they're in between right now. Do you have any Sea Serpents products in your house?
Sorry, no.
Dude, what the fuck, man? Chris from Sea Serpents gives you a big fuck you. Have you bought a snake from Canova?
I have. I've actually bought two. I got a spot nose clown and a chocolate clown.
Fucking Justin Kabilka from one nice guy to the other nice guy does not give you a fuck you. So fucking, you're hitting it where it counts. Okay, I got to tell you, you didn't do too bad there. So, what's the goal here for the rest of 2022? Like, are you buying anything new? Or you're just kind of working with what you have?
Right now, I'm just kind of working with what I have. Trying to get the clutches to pair and trying to get some eggs out of them. I don't have any of the cool G-Whiz medical stuff to see if they actually have eggs, so I'm just doing it by hand, and I don't know if I'm actually feeling an egg or a bowel movement.
Oh, you're trying to learn. Did you watch that Ralph Davis video on like trying to learn how to palpate? And
I've watched a ton of them.
So much bullshit. Yeah. All right. Talk to me a little bit about the geckos. I mean, I don't really give a shit about the geckos, but fucking I do know that they're kind of like a big deal right now. Do you have any of these lily white fucking dog shit fucking colored geckos? What's going on with that?
I got two dark ones with some really nice pinstripes that I'm pairing, and I have one lily white. I actually had another one that was a breeder, but I lost it because I had bad food and probably should have thrown it away sooner than I did, and it ended up passing. So I got one egg from it that is a lily white, and I'm trying to grow it up to breed it again.
And is lily white the most expensive of them right now?
Well, Axanthic is probably the most expensive that I can think of, and if you get Axanthic lily white, it's extremely expensive. It's like 15,000 or something like that.
Wow, get the fuck out of here. Okay. How many eggs a year do you get out of these crested geckos?
They usually lay 2 eggs each time, and they do that about 7 times a year, usually between Valentine's Day and Halloween.
And how big of an enclosure are they in? Do you got to fucking search the whole enclosure for these fucking little tiny eggs? Or
it depends. There's a lot of people that cram a lot of crap into the enclosures. I don't do quite as much as they do. I just have kind of a modern look to it, I guess, if you would, where it doesn't look like a jungle in there. I don't have to go searching for them too much.
So basically, you're a cheap bastard, and you're just like, no plants for you, okay?
Well, they have fake plants.
Yeah, no, I got fake plants in mine, too. I got one real plant. So now, at the end of the day, because fucking the women are just fucking loving you, number one, because you're like Joe Rugged, like fucking Marlboro Man, fucking Mountain Man, kind of handsome. And number two, because of what you did for Luke. So how could people get in touch with you right now?
If you want to do the business, that's Instagram and Facebook. If you contact me through there, I can link you to all the other socials. I'll even send you my cell phone number. I really don't care. I got people that call me all the time asking for help. Most of them are here in town because I'm pretty much the only support for reptiles that people have around here. Well,
and you suck as far as being a salesman. What's the actual name on Instagram and Facebook?
Oh, yeah, Benevolent Reptiles on both.
Okay. Now, oh, man, you still got 45 seconds, and I don't really know what to talk to you about because I just...
Well, you can keep on with the good looks. I appreciate that coming from you.
Well, listen, fucking, talent recognizes talent, right? Like fucking game recognizes game.
I'm going to have to get one of those hats, though.
Dude, don't be ripping off my fucking hat, man. All right? I already ripped off fucking Slash and every other bum from gangs in New York. So fucking get your own style hat, right? I just can't rock a cowboy hat at all. So that's why I got this dumb fucking 3-pound hat that makes everything 90 degrees fucking hotter than it actually is. So
I'm sure that's good at shows, too.
It is, but fucking I'm sweating my ass off. But fucking everybody recognized me. But, boom, okay, we're fucking done. But it actually doesn't even matter that we're done because fucking you're such a nice guy that I would have gave you extra time anyway.
I appreciate that.
So what do you do for a day job?
I got lots of them. I fly for the Army, which is that. It's a Chinook helicopter. I'm in the reserves. I'm actually trying to retire out of that. And then I fly helicopters for Medevac. Out in Emporia, Kansas.
Okay.
So.
Jesus Christ. So you're a fucking divorced single pilot.
Yep.
With only 2 kids. And those 2 kids are basically getting all grown. So they're not going to fucking be fucking with you. They don't really need much of your time, right? They're 10 and 13.
No. About to teach one how to drive, and I'll give him a car and go get a new one.
At 13? You're going to teach a kid how to fucking
drive? You can start learn how to drive it at 15. But I've already been teaching him how to drive. They got go-karts and stuff.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You people that aren't near water are just fucking crazy people. You guys are really, basically you're a flyover guy, but fucking you pilot Chinook helicopters. How fucking, I mean, this is going to make all the women fucking damp. That's all I'm saying.
Well, they can contact me through Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Work that shit, baby. Work it. Fucking Adam Clear, everybody. Benevolent Reptiles. Thanks for taking the time, brother.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Snakes in the Batman proudly brings to you its new breeder segment, 15 Minutes of Lame!
All right, I have a couple of questions for anyone trying to run a business in the reptile industry. Do you ever feel like you're held back by a dated or detailed image? Are you sick of competing on price or convincing people to buy your fucking animals? Are you ready for a change, but not sure where to start? Stewart Design guides ambitious companies to discover and share their meaningful difference and empowers them to reach their greatest potential. If you've been listening to me for a while, you probably know my man Blake Stewart at Stewart Design. If not, I'm certain you've seen the waves they're making within the industry. They've worked with the biggest and baddest players in the game. Stewart Design rebranded ball python extraordinaire Justin Kabilka over at Canova. They also created the brands for Amos Reptiles, my boy Zach Nava, Garrett Hartle with Reach Out Reptiles, as well as many, many more. Not to mention the rebranding and all the work that Blake has donated to USARK just because of his love for the industry. Stewart Design helps take that dumpster fire shit of a logo you drew in Microsoft Word to a whole new level. Get your big boy pants on because this isn't a game. There are literally thousands of breeders and more coming out every day. So how the fuck will you stand out at Tinley or on Morph Market or at Daytona? Why should anyone buy anything from you when there are literally thousands of other dickheads out there selling the same stuff? If you want to run a real business and not some part-time fucking hobby, you have to stand out and look the goddamn part. If you give a shit about your business and want other people to give a shit about it, get a hold of Blake Stewart over at Stewart Design. Stewart Design is a professional branding agency. Just check out their website to see the list of major national and international awards that they've won. And besides creating kick-ass logos, Stewart Design also designs and prints everything you need to crush your next show, so you don't look like another fucking reject. Business cards, stickers, flyers, table covers, banners, you name it, they got it. Visit sdidentity.com or email info@sdidentity.com to learn more. That's info@sdidentity.com to get started. So every now and then in this hobby, you'll meet a dude who, I hate this fucking word, but inspires you like nobody has in fucking years. And that's what this guy did. This guy has some of the best green trees in the business, but that does not even matter. Okay, what makes this guy awesome is all the other shit that he does. Here's my one-on-one with Socrates of Ari Elli Max Aboreals. All right, everybody, look at this shit, man. Fucking Socrates from Ari Elli Max Arboreals. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Fantastic, amazing.
It's fucking unbelievable. I mean, you were just kind of taking me through your setup and telling me about it. Do me a favor, point the camera at the fucking ceiling real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this motherfucker. Looks like he just came out of fucking Jurassic Park, right? And fucking, that's not outside though.
No, that's not outside. But let me tell you what, I meditate in here on a daily basis.
Well, tell people what that is, like the process.
I make love in here. This is my sex. You know, we do it all in here. So
well, tell people what that is because I'm sure people are going to be asking about that. Like, it's not a glass ceiling.
So it's stretched PVC. Is what it is. So you can research or you can Google PVC ceilings, and a lot of times it's just a clear. It's clear, you know, like if you have a popcorn ceiling and to cover it up instead of trying to bring down all the the popcorn and all that stuff. So they put this stuff, or in like modern buildings, they do this sleek look. It's all white or all silver or all black, and it looks. But this is the people that came and did it. They're like, this is the first time anybody's ever asked to, you know, print the jungle or the forest with the sun. Right. So they were pretty amazed by it.
And they literally stretched it out.
Yeah. So I have a video on my Instagram where it shows us building the room, like, you know, from scratch to the end. And there's a part where you see the guy with the blowtorch, and it's literally the blowtorch is like this big, and boom. And I had the thermostat. I had a temperature gauge here, and it was 101, 110, 115, 120. because the hot air was rising too. So man, it was hot. It was hot in here when they were doing
Jesus Christ. And realistically, if you don't mind me asking that, how much did just that ceiling cost you?
it. Okay.
Fucking A. It's nothing that listen, a ball python guy will never do that. Okay. So good for fucking you, man. Well, now you're kind of like the king down there of fucking green trees and emerald basins, right?
No, the king of the basins is Ed Marino.
Ed Marino, he's
No,
in Maryland, right?
Maryland. Yeah, he's got it. He can take 20 years off, come back, and nobody will still be close to him. I'm just saying the truth. And then I feel there's a lot of good green tree people here in South Florida. Like my boy Joey, he's got a great collection. You know, you have Frank, you have Ian Bessel, you have people out in Texas. You know,
Bill.
Bill,
Yeah.
Marshall. You know, Patrick. So there's some really good people in the.
Well, and what brought you into that?
Yeah, I think David D is, when people ask, I think David D's got the best chondros in my.
Okay.
I
And
need
where's he out of?
I forget.
Okay. Well, and what brought you into chondros, man? It's like you know everybody's doing the ball pythons. I mean, it really takes a special guy to think like I'm not going to touch that and I'm going to go into something completely different.
No, so basically, the way I got into snakes is I was scared of snakes. So I went to the pet store and I said, I need to get my fear out. So this guy pulled out a little baby corn snake.
Okay.
And he had to bite me. I was like, all right, I'll take it. So I have what do you call it? I'm an addict, right? So you could be an addict. We're all addicts, right? You can have addictions, you can have bad addictions. So I choose to make everything good. Well, now, before I've had bad addictions, but I'll take it. And from there, I just fell in love with reptiles. So then I had boas, I had Argentinian boas, Colombian boas, I had rainbow boas, reticulated pythons, Burmese pythons. I'm talking about, this is back like 20 years ago.
Right.
And then I got into venomous, and I fell in love with venomous. You know, king cobras, forest cobras, gaboon vipers, rhinoceros vipers, temple vipers, puff adders. I mean, I had it all. So there was a point where my living room was just filled with hots. And then I was getting a little crazy, and I turned my garage back in the day. But you're talking about glass cages and nothing like this. And then I got my first green tree python, and I remember going to a serpentarium in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I saw green tree and enclosure. It was literally a tree in the middle of the enclosure. It was just one green tree, and it was so big. It was in a room, just like that one that at us. I fell in love with it. I just thought it was the most beautiful thing in the world. So then I was like, researching green trees, and I bought my first green tree. It was a baby. It was in South Carolina, at one of the South Carolina shows back in like 2003, I believe.
Right.
From Ben Siegel.
Oh, okay. Well, that's at least Ben Siegel. He's the guy that hit the other guy with the bearded dragon, right?
I don't know the drama, but I've heard, but that was the first green tree, and she was a baby. And then in 2006 is when I had my first clutch and I let her maternally incubate and everything. So I actually got out of reptiles around 2000 and I think it was 9. My parents don't like reptiles. They wouldn't come to my house. Snakes, they're the devil, blah, blah, blah. So then I made a deal with my dad, and I was like, all right, you stop smoking, I will get rid of all my snakes. And he was like, deal. So I got rid of my snakes. He didn't stop smoking. He went into cardiac arrest. He was in an induced coma for 2 weeks. Thank God he got out of it, was okay, like no brain damage, everything. Now he hasn't smoked since then.
Right.
2000. This was a year after I got out, so like 2010 is when this happened. So then around 2015, I just knew that I was missing something, and I got my little daughter a corn snake, and from there, it
just started all up again, right?
yeah. And my favorite snakes, and I didn't want to get into crazy venomous because it's dangerous with
Right,
children.
right.
So my thing was the green trees were just what I loved the most. And from there, I just meticulously was getting. I just had a vision, and I stuck to my vision, and I just kept going and kept going and kept going, and from there, this is 7 years, and now this is where we're at. So I took a little break in between, but I knew that that's where I wanted to focus on, and
Well,
it wasn't so much about trying to make money. It's more about I love keeping them. I love taking care of them. I just love watching them and their unique colors. You know.
right, right. Well, and how many do you have now? Like, how many did you buy versus how many are bred there, and you're keeping them because you have an ass ton of babies, and you're keeping like all of those, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've sold some babies, but I have like about 60 babies right now, and then I have another shit. There's probably another 25 eggs in the incubator, and then I got some more paired up. So, and adults, I want to say I have about. I don't have that many adults. I probably have like 30 adults.
Okay, male and female.
Yeah, male and females. I can tell you right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 males, and there's probably 9 males, and there's probably about 15 or 20 females.
Gotcha, and that's all your production right there.
That's yeah. That's no. I didn't make. I didn't. You did I produce all those animals?
Well, no, no. I mean, that's your breeding stock
Yeah.
for the next year or two, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you obviously bought some snakes. You didn't breed all your adults, right? You picked up,
Correct.
and who would you say? Because a lot of the people that listen to this are more ball python focused, more corn snake focused. Who who's like a guy that you are just like, I'm only getting snakes from these 5 guys, and I'm not going to get any from the ghetto basement breeders. Although there's probably not a lot of green tree ghetto basement breeders, right? I mean, I can't imagine it's like the ball pythons.
The thing is that if you're breeding green trees, it takes. It's not like a ball python where I'm gonna grab a snake, I'm gonna pound food in it.
Right.
Yeah. Then a year and a half later, I'm breeding it. You're waiting 4 years.
Right.
Sometimes 5 years to breed a certain animal. So it takes time, and so if you have somebody that has bred green trees, if you're talking about luck, it's a little bit of it's maybe somebody got lucky, and that's very rare.
Right.
Somebody and then let alone you're good with breeding and you actually hatch these babies. The most difficult part is feeding them, trying to get them established to eat.
Right.
You might have.
You gotta like cut off fucking pinky heads and shit like that, right?
I don't know. You can feed a whole pinky, like a whole pinky. They'll take a whole pinky, but that's if they take it. What if
Right.
which sometimes, so you gotta have either the flick of the wrist. It's like a bunch of, it's technique. It's over time. That my first clutch, which was in 2006, I probably have over 100 hours trying to get this clutch started to eat.
Right.
It's crazy. It's frustrating sometimes, So I think that's the hardest part is the feeding.
Right. Well, I was talking to Bill Stiegel in Texas,
Yeah.
and he was saying that it's not hard to keep green tree pythons.
No, I think it's easy pythons.
Right, but it is hard to breed green tree pythons.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
It will give every clutch is a surprise, meaning something's gonna go wrong. You just gotta be ready.
Right.
Yeah, I've had a girl in the nest box about to lay. She was there for 3-4 days. I wake up at 4 a.m. I go out there. She's on the perch. She's dropped 3 eggs on the floor. I'm like, what's going on? Pick her, pull her off, put her in there. There's always something going on. I had another girl. She had 4 eggs stuck all the way on the top. So the last eggs that were supposed to come out
Right.
in the oviduct,
Right.
they were all the way up. So I knew there was something wrong because she wasn't wrapped around the egg. So I pulled her out. I saw the eggs. It took me like 3 hours. I finally got them moving all the way down.
Right.
As I was moving them out in the shower, then there's a little bit of blood. So I didn't want to stress her. I didn't want to kill her. I put her back in the cage. 2 hours later or 3 hours later, I wake up, I go check on her. And I mean, I have pictures and video. Her oviduct came out and there was 2 eggs dangling inside the oviduct from the perch. And then one on the floor, all still in the oviduct. So I got scissors, I cut her oviduct. I actually cut open, pulled out the eggs from the lining.
Right.
One made it full term and actually hatched, and she was okay. I gave her some Fortaz, and she pulled through.
Really? And she's still alive now?
Yeah. So imagine if you just got to act fast.
Right. Right.
Figure
Well,
it out.
and it's kind of interesting because it's so different from ball python keeping, where most people, if that happened to them with a ball python, they would have just froze it. They would have just, got rid of it. The snake would have died. They wouldn't have fucking taken care of it. So,
I mean, you have snakes that are 5, 10K, 12K. So
yeah, well, that's the problem too. The ball python people too, but
Yeah.
but the people that spend that much money aren't going to be the ones so quick to kill an animal. Those are going to be the ones that actually try to take care of it. It's the lower end shit people that are more apt to be like, oh well, no, got unlucky this year. So the actual difference between green tree people and ball python people, at least from the green tree people that I've talked to, is it's not just a hobby for them. It's almost like a fucking lifestyle.
Yeah, it's a passion.
Yeah, I mean, they're really, but like, even Bill, you just look at his stuff too, and you're like, God damn, this guy. I mean, basically, his life revolves around, his collection. Now in Florida, do you have to do anything special to keep these, like special permits or licensing or anything?
I mean, I have a permit for my hots.
Right.
Actually, the wildlife was here this morning.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Just to do a random check?
It was my yearly inspection.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So,
and talk to me about the hots that you do keep.
No, it's just Bolegas, rear fang. They're chill. They've never killed anybody, or even if you get bit, your life's not in danger. Because I used to keep so many hots.
Right.
It was just I just wanted something that's dangerous to me or my kids. If I get for some reason, but I respect them. My hand will swell up. I'm not going to or finger. So
well,
yeah.
And do you have any other pets or anything like dogs or alpacas like MJ got or any of those?
No. So we had we had a German Shepherd, and he was beautiful dog. We had him for going almost on 4 years. We just put him down about 6 months ago. He had the worst autoimmune disease, like 10 out of 10 autoimmune.
Right. Yeah.
10,000 different types of grasses. He had allergic reaction to his face. Then his anal glands bursted like so bad that for a year we were trying to fix it, and we couldn't fix it. It was bad. So my wife, she was really hurt when we put him down. So she's not ready but we're dog people.
Right. Yeah. No, I had to recently put down my dog. There was nothing wrong with her. I'm just really busy, so I just figured that was a quick way to do it. And so I know where you're coming from. Now, this isn't your full-time gig, green tree breeding.
No, I own a CrossFit gym.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it because you're like a fucking hot in shape Spanish dude. I mean, you got great hair. Like your hair is like Lego good. Okay, yeah. That's how good it is. Like fucking, it's unbelievable.
Lego.
Yeah, like Lego figure good. It's so good. Fucking. Yeah, you're killing it. So, um, talk to me about why you started the CrossFit gym, and do you require the green tree breeding to pay the bills, or are you just killing it at the CrossFit gym? Because
I'm,
I would imagine the ladies are lining up to
I'm
come to your fucking gym. So,
married.
right,
I'm not married. Um,
come on, all right.
so the I mean, I really haven't even to say like I made a profit with the green trees. Everything goes back into these. It's again, this is not. It's not really a business.
Right.
I think if you talk to a lot of people, a lot of green tree people that have something like this, it's a passion. So it's not like I'm trying to breed something. To if you're trying to breed green trees to make money, good luck. I mean, can I sell these babies and make money? Yeah, I can sell them, but I want to do something great.
Right.
So the money is not. So
So,
yeah.
so
So
you're
yeah,
not having babies and then running out to Repticon trying to shill them off to the lowest bidder, right?
no. I've sold. So the last two clutches that I've had, I've sold only one baby
Mm-hmm.
from clutch, and that was just to get that blood out, give somebody a chance to acquire something that unique.
Right. Okay. Well, and now what are you like? What's your dream green tree? Like what are you going to purchase this year to kind of up your collection a little bit more?
I'm not trying to purchase anything right now.
Yeah.
I'm just
I
I'm
was gonna
trying.
say you got pretty great shit, man.
I'm trying to create like all my babies that I'm making. I'm growing them out, and I'm trying to create my own line, or I'm trying to create some of the crazy stuff, the craziest stuff that you've ever seen in green trees. So
Well, the
that's,
thing is, like with them, it's different. It's a 5 year process on anything, right?
I
I mean,
mean, yeah,
you gotta be patient with this shit.
yeah, they hatch. They're not changing for, especially if you have designers. They're not. They start changing in a year, but they're not. You're not really going to see the end result until 3.5, 4 years. Some of them that have Biak in them 5 years. You're gonna know which ones are special.
Right.
Um, but yeah, this is more for once I let some of these go, and then they're like, "Oh, I have an Ari Elli Max production. Look at this thing. This thing is crazy."
Right.
You know.
Well,
So
are you with green trees? They're big into line breeding, right? Like you could look far back as far as like who the father was and who the father of that snake was, and
correct. So
like you guys keep it way more organized than ball python people do.
yeah, so some of these snakes that I purchased, they have lineage. They have a tree going back 30 years, and you can see the blood that
Right.
goes, especially with the blue line animals. It's super important to have that blood from like Mr. Blue, Carolina, like from dating back to like the 70s.
Right, and those obviously cost a lot more than your, your average green tree, right? Yeah, like I remember in LA, they were really aggressive imports. After line breeding so much, do you find that they calm down and they're not as bitey or as nippy?
Yeah, I can pull out any of my snakes except that one that I told you that was.
Right,
Uh,
right.
the like during nighttime, it could be a little bit different because
Right,
I'm in hunting mode, but there's a lot of my snakes. I'll just grab the branch and they know, or I'll take a hook and as long as I just touch them real quick and they know it's not food, they're.
right.
I mean, and then I can handle them. They're not trying to bite me. They're not trying to attack me.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So yeah, it's not what everybody makes it out to be like. Oh, these things are so vicious. You know.
Yeah, no, I got. I mean, I remember that was my opinion on him for a long time, and then I just started looking at him. I'm like, these things are way prettier than ball pythons. Like, I think I got to get one. Um, so, but also like at the end of the day, there's all this Nido shit going around now. They're talking about that, and obviously green trees are susceptible to it.
Yeah.
Are you a testing guy? Are you a not testing guy?
Big tester. I test my whole. So I think it's been like 4 years at Nido negative,
Right,
but in testing my collection, I usually test twice a year, every 6 months.
right,
I test every snake before I pair them. Even though like these snakes, most of these snakes have been tested like 9, 10, 11, 12 times.
Okay.
It's just because it's my protocol.
Right.
And if I purchase a snake, because if I purchase a snake, do you nido? No. Okay, I'm not doing anything. Do you nido? Yes.
Hmm.
The light went down a little bit. Did you
I
see?
saw. Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah.
So, and then I tell them, okay, if it's negative, also when I first receive the snake, I'm gonna do another test. So I'll test before I buy. I'll
Mhm.
pay for the test, and then if it's negative, I'll buy it. But then I also say, listen, I'll take a video as soon as I open it. I'm testing it. It's
Right.
just protocol for me
Mhm.
because what if something comes in and all of a sudden just wipes my now? It's I don't think it's not airborne, the virus.
Right. Right.
It's if you just keep your shit dirty and you don't wipe your cages, or
Of
if you
course. Yeah.
move a snake and put another snake in there without changing the water bowl or not cleaning the cage, if you have a virus, it's gonna spread easy.
Right.
It's
Right.
also how, I don't know if you can notice, but every cage has its own tongs.
Oh, no shit. Really?
Yeah,
That's
all in the little there's little slits in there in between,
right.
and there's tongs for each snake. So every snake has its own tongs. It's not like I'm because that's how you spread it as well. You have the tongue and the
Right. Of course. Yeah.
rat and the tongue, and the saliva gets on the tongue, and the snake does that, and then they spread. But thank God this whole room is clean. But yeah, so I usually, if I get something new, I will test a minimum of 3 times. I want 3 negatives before it moves into the main collection.
Man, the Nido people are gonna fucking fall in love with you. Fucking different tongs for every fucking snake.
Yeah,
I mean that's hardcore.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody that does that. That's
No,
fucking
green
good
should.
for you, my friend. It's unbelievable. Please excuse this brief interruption for a word from one of our sponsors. How fucking thrilled am I to have Focus Cubed Habitats joining the Snakes in the Fatman family. They are literally the best display cages that I've ever owned. I was a fan of this husband and wife team of builders from when they were putting out these amazing pieces of fucking art from their garage. Stephen and Ashley have been keeping reptiles for years, and as experienced keepers, they understand how important your animals are in your life. Focus Cubed Habitats provide security and comfort for your animals while maintaining these insane, badass designs that everyone can appreciate. They give you the opportunity to make their home part of your home. You want options? They've got options. Every Focus Cubed Habitat is custom made to your specs, and you could choose from hundreds of options on their website. Too many options? Ashley and Steven have a huge selection of blog-style articles and complete accessory fact pages on their website to help educate consumers about add-ons that will best fit their individual needs. Listen, at the end of the day, these fucking cages are showpieces. Every cage that Focus builds will be the centerpiece of your reptile room. Hell, they could be the centerpiece of your fucking living room. If you have reptiles that you want to display, look no further than Focus Cubed Habitats. You can follow them on Instagram, Facebook, and even fucking TikTok. Or just go old school and go right to FocusCubedHabitats.com and tell them that the Fat Man told you to drop them a line. Now, what does Socrates do when he's not doing green trees?
So I am a lot of times I'm at my CrossFit gym. So I wake up at 4 in the morning. I'm usually at my CrossFit around 5:30.
Right.
There until 1. Then I come home. I'll meditate a little bit. I'll jump into the cold plunge for 4 minutes at 39 degrees. Then I go pick up my kids, and then I try to spend time with my kids, do a little bit of work, and then so this is my passion. Snakes are my passion, but my purpose in life is to help others with finding themselves and being happy with themselves through breathing and through habit stacking. So this all came about a year ago. My whole family got COVID. So I've been a hard worker my whole life. My dad brought me up. There's two ways to make money. You know how to make money? Two ways to make money.
Well, working hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People at work, right?
Right.
And money at work. So my dad came from Cyprus. He knew what his dad taught him. He taught me what his dad taught him, which was be a good man, be honest, work hard for your money, right? But that's not how you get wealthy.
Right.
You need to have your money work for you. And I didn't
Right.
know until recently, almost. So my whole life, working hard. I was in the military. I was in the United States Marine Corps. I was over in Afghanistan. I got out. When I opened up the CrossFit gym with my partner, we're working hard. We're trading our time for money. Then, as I was building this, again, last year I got COVID with my family. It hit me pretty hard. I never read a lot. I never wrote a lot. When I was in middle school, because I came from Cyprus, which is an island in the Mediterranean. So I'm Greek. They let me stay back a grade. People told me that I wasn't the smartest kid in the group. So subconsciously, I'm like, shit, I'm not that smart. Yeah, I can't do all these great things, but I'm a hard worker. I work hard. I'm honest. I'm just going to do so I've always worked hard. And, that's how I've gotten far in life. But once I got COVID, and man, it did something to me mentally. Like, I was strong, but it broke me down. And I'm like, how am I gonna feed my family? How is my business gonna survive? Who's gonna take care of these animals? Like, my mind was so weak. It just messed my mind. It was just so messed up. And my wife had it even worse. And she was high fevers for almost 2 weeks because she didn't take any medicine. She was like, oh, it's gonna pass. And she was really bad. So after we recovered, something woke up, and I started reading, and I started reading, and I started writing, and I started changing my habits, like habit stacking and all this stuff. And within a year's time, I feel like I have grown 10 years.
Okay.
Right? So through all this, I said, I need to help people. I need to help people understand and make them feel better through habit stacking, changing your habits. Everybody's got habits. Everything is stacked in your subconscious. Your subconscious, you're picking up habits when you're from 2 years old to 6 years old. You're in what's called theta brain waves. So I don't know anything about the brain.
Yeah.
So theta brain waves. So we're getting stuff from our parents and all this and what people were telling us, and it's stuck deep down inside.
It's basically getting imprinted on you at that age. Yeah.
Doing it automatically. So if you're doing the same shit every day, guess what you're gonna get?
Right.
The
Same thing that
result.
Yep.
Correct. So when I started reading and understanding, and then I started being aware of my thoughts, because we talk to ourselves the whole day. Right. And guess what? Most of the shit that we tell ourselves is bullshit.
Right.
We lied to ourselves.
Yeah.
You telling a story about shit that happened 20 years ago that you probably changed so many times in your mind.
Right.
So when you're aware of all this and you start questioning yourself, and then you start changing your habits, so many things start to change. I mean, drastically in your life. Drastically. And then I was introduced to breath work, which is like aerobic breathing, dopamine breathing, holotropic breathing, which is kind of gets you deep into your subconscious, and a lot of stuff comes out. And when you're able to think that anything is possible, the sky's the limit, the world's the limit. What would you do right now if you knew that you couldn't fail at anything? What would you do?
Oh, yeah. I don't even think about that because my whole life is failure, right? No, so
it's not. And when you figure that out, what's stopping you? You figure out what you want to do, figure out what it's going to cost, and pay the price. And if you have something fixed in your mind, and every day you try to go for it, and you put it in your mind, it's gonna happen. It's just about the matter of time. How long is it gonna take you? But if you're going for something, you're going for that every day consistently, you're gonna achieve it, no matter what. No matter. It's just about mindset.
Right.
Um, so I'm actually developing an app right now. That's my purpose. Is I'm trying to develop this program where I want to teach people just simple, because there's so many things.
Oh, things. There you go. All right,
Oh,
you're back now.
all right. Yeah. So basically, I'm trying to create an app for my program, which is
Hmm.
simple, because there's a lot of program out there, and all the books that I've read about successful people, they all do the same shit, but
Right.
but the thing is because they figured it out and they want to share it, because they want other people. There's no uh, shortage of success. Everybody can be successful. Everybody, right? There's no shortage of success. You can be successful. I can be successful. The person next door, everybody. There's so much money that's printed. There's
Right.
Everybody can be successful. You shouldn't be competing. There's a saying where it says, amateurs compete, professionals create. I'm a professional. I'm gonna create. I don't care about what the other person's doing. I'll help the other person, because we can all be successful.
Right.
Uh, it's just about the way you're thinking.
Well,
Uh,
that's a crazy way of thinking too. Like because 20, 25 years ago, I mean, people weren't thinking about that. Successful people were holding it close to the vest, you know.
yeah,
And I noticed probably within the last 5 years, a lot of the younger successful people have been coming out, like Gary V, for instance,
yeah,
you know, and they want to show everybody how
yeah.
they got successful. They want other people to be successful. So that's a good point. What was that quote that you just said? Amateurs compete,
Yeah,
professionals create.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good
It,
fucking thing.
Actually, when you're doing a deal with somebody, whatever it is, these professionals, right? They
Right,
they don't want to make the most money. They want to make sure that they get what they want, but they want to make sure that you get what you want. So if both parties are happy, everybody's happy. It's not about
right,
screwing anybody over. It's not about I'm going to get the most out of this. No, if you're happy with what you got and you're happy with what you got, you're both happy. That's a win-win. So there's a lot of people that are surpassing, and the reason why they're at that level is because they're doing it right.
right,
And they're not trying to, scam somebody or do something. And what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to make it simple, because a lot of times there's a people get uh, too many things going on. So for me, it's just I'm gonna tell you what to do. You do it in the morning. You got to be accountable, and then also I'm going to teach you about breathing, which is going to make you tap into your subconscious and get some emotions out. And it helped me a lot. I was never emotional, um, but man, when you breathe and you go to this place in your mind, and you're able to see the future, because you're tapped into your subconscious, and you're physically, you're spiritually, you're there at the moment, like it's really happening. It's mind blowing to be
yeah.
able to see.
That's a real Tony Robbins shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's go
it,
going on.
I'll tell you my
Um,
mornings real quick. So I wake my mornings are so programmed. I'm not wasting time. Everything
right,
is by the minute, because I've been doing it for so long. It was my hardware software, and because I've done it for so long now, I've programmed it. It's my software. So I'm not thinking about what I'm doing. I'm doing it, and I'm
right,
not. So I wake up at 4. I do my breathing meditation, which takes 25 minutes. By 4:26, I go and I take a cold shower for 2 minutes. Then I'm downstairs. From 4:30, from 4:36 to 5 o'clock, I journal. So I'll journal. I have two journals. I have one where I write my goals as I've achieved them already. So I do this every morning and every night. So the two times when you are into your subconscious is when you wake up in the morning and when you go to sleep, because you go from beta brain waves to alpha brain waves, right? When you close your eyes, you're going into alpha, your brain waves slow down. And then when you're falling asleep, but your mind is still working, you're in theta brain waves. So that's when you're in your subconscious. So that's when you do these things as soon as you wake up or right before you go to sleep, because that's when the door to the subconscious really opens up. So you write the goals as you've achieved them. So I write my goals. Like, I have, my net worth is over $100 million. And when I first started doing this, I couldn't even write that.
Right.
Why am I gonna fucking write my net worth is $100 million? Like, because my subconscious was blocking me from doing that.
Right. I gotcha.
Then I had a breakthrough moment, you know. And there's also, you got to write the cause. So, you know, basically, I write as I've achieved them. I've written 10. I've written 10 bestseller books, but you also got to write the cause. Like, what's the reason for it? You know, like I've bred in my thing. I've bred 30 plus chondro crunches successfully, making them affordable to most. So I'm given. Why am I doing it? Why do you want the $100 million? Why do you want $1 million? Oh, because I want to take care of my family. It's not because I just want $100 million. You know, there's a reason, there's a cause for it.
Right.
And then I'll journal in my book. I read a lot of Stoicism. You know what the Stoics are? So
No.
so Socrates, he's one of the original. His philosophy was almost like Stoicism. But you have Marcus Aurelius, Seneca. They're the ones that followed the Stoicism. It's a philosophy. So pretty much every morning and every night, I try to be a better version of myself. I try to reach perfection, even though we never reach for perfection. We never strive for perfection. By doing so, we're going to reach excellence. So there's certain things. If something happens to me, how did I react at night? I'm like, man, did I react good? Why did I raise my voice at my wife today? Why? How can I change that? So I'm always trying to better myself through things that happen throughout the day. So I always ask myself these questions before I go to bed at night. So I journal, and then as I'm driving to work, I'm listening to an audiobook, and then then I work, and then I do some studying. I work on my project right now at work as well. Then I come home, then I meditate for a little bit as well, and then jumping into the cold plunge. There's a lot of health benefits to it.
Right.
Cold water. It's set to 39 degrees, but I do it more for being because it fucking sucks.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. It sounds miserable.
It sucks, but it's about every day. It's not that we just get stronger, right? So the shit's always gonna come. We just get tougher. We always get tougher. So it's me, when I go in there, I thank my time. I thank you for this practice. I'm coming in here. It's making me stronger every day, knowing that I can face whatever challenges happen. So it's kind of like what my life is about. And when you have that mindset and you're going for something new and you're doing something new and you're instilling these good habits and you're taking away the bad habits, you're going to achieve something and you're going to find your purpose. Like, I didn't know what my purpose was. I knew my passion. I didn't know what my purpose was until recently. And then the universe has shown me the way. It's crazy because when you're trying to go for something, if you're going to have a goal, you got to go for something massive. A great book by Grant Cardone, the 10X rule. You got to go for something that is, you don't even know how you're going to get it.
Right.
Because if you know how you're going to get it, you've already done it. So it's a performance. You got to go for something that you have absolutely no idea. And don't sit around and try to plan it. Just, I'm going to do this. All right. And then you'll figure out as you go. But you got to go for it. And, they say, go as far as you can go. And once you get there, you're going to see where you're going to go, where you have to go next,
Right.
So.
Well, it's kind of like, go for the impossible, because even if you fall short, you're still at great, right?
Yeah.
So
no matter what you do, if you're going to do something, it's going to require work, and it's probably going to require 10 times more work than you thought.
Right.
But it's just about being persistent and just staying with it. There was one of the books I was reading. There's this guy that back in like the 40s or 60s, mining gold. I don't know if you heard of it, but he bought all this equipment and he was mining for gold. And He found a little bit of gold, but not much, and he just got tired. He ended up selling all his equipment to this other guy, and the other guy, instead of selling the equipment, he went to the exact same location to dig for gold. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know how much further he had to dig to find the gold?
Oh, like 2 feet.
3 feet.
3.
Dug 3 feet, and he found the biggest gold mine at that time.
Right.
So imagine how close this guy was. And a lot of times, most people, they quit because it's mundane, or because it's that's when you do the shit. There's times when I'm like, fuck, bro, I'm tired, man. I'm up at 4 in the morning. I don't go to sleep until 9:30, sometimes 10. I have kids. Sometimes it's later. But guess what? I fucking write my goals. The little things when I'm tired and I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do it. I do it because that's when it counts.
Right. Right.
It counts when it fucking sucks. That's
Right.
when. So yeah, just never quit.
Well, this is like fucking some of the deepest shit that's ever been talked about on this stupid dick and fart joke show. So fucking, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Does your wife prescribe to all of these ideas too?
Oh man, yeah. So biggest thing is without my partner, I'd be nothing.
Mm.
So she's got my back. I have her back. Like I was telling MJ, we usually have meetings once a week where we talk about finances. We talk about, what we're doing, what we're trying, what's our next move. You have to have that relationship with your partner. Even when I was buying some of these animals at these crazy prices, people think like I got money. No, bro. I had a vision, and I'll put shit on credit cards, and I'd work my ass off, and I'd, pay some, and it wasn't just like, oh, I got money and I'm just buying all these animals.
Right.
No, busting my ass for what I have, but also my wife had my back. So it was like she believed in whatever I was doing, not just with the animals, but I'm like, yeah, I'm dropping like $10,000 on a snake. Maybe she was like, you're crazy, but I support you. Hey, I'm doing a seminar. One of the things that I believe in is you always got to invest in yourself. You have to invest in yourself, because the only way to get better is to invest in yourself. So I do this seminar. So I'll pay $4K for a seminar,
Right.
but I'm working on I'm improving myself, and that's gonna show because I'm gonna make that money later because of
Right.
that. A lot
Right.
of people don't invest in themselves, which should be the number one thing.
Oh yeah, a ton of people don't. I know a ton of people that won't spend $50 investing in themselves for the dumbest thing, like a domain name or a website
Yeah,
hosting service, or it's unbelievable how short-sighted people are these days.
yeah,
And how old are you? Could I ask?
42.
42. Okay, so you're in
Well,
your 40s. So yeah, you're old, but I'm older than you. But fucking, um,
how old are you?
it I'm 48.
Okay.
But like fucking, I never looked like you in my life. Like fucking, this is how I always look. The nice thing about being out of shape like this and 48 is I spent my whole life getting this, right? I worked my whole life. Now it's just maintenance. I just got to keep it up. So, as long as I, just maintain the Oreos and the occasional ice
Uh,
cream, I'll be good to go.
I think very important is um, how you eat, how you move, and sleep. Those are the fundamentals. I mean,
Right,
it's fundamentals. You gotta feel. You need like I feel good, even though sometimes I'm tired because I'm on the go all the time. I
right,
feel my body, and it's the only reason why I'm not breaking down.
right. Well,
Uh,
I know Chris Nettles, who happens to have done all your cages. He's heavy into CrossFit too, right? The Sea Serpents guy.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I remember we were at Tinley, and he's like, "Yeah, I got to go over here and do my 75-mile run before 10:30 and shit like that." So
Yeah.
I was just like, "Dude, you are a fucking psycho, man."
Listen, just gotta start. I mean, it might not be for everybody, but it doesn't have to be CrossFit. It could be playing tennis. It could be playing basketball. It could be walking. It's just about being active.
Right, right. No, that's actually cool. So you don't really have time for a ton of other hobbies because your other hobby is your gym and then working on helping other people?
Yeah. So right now, this app is taking a lot of time. I'm trying to launch it. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to launch it in the next 30 days, and I want to get 10 10 members
Mm-hmm.
to go through it and work out the kinks. You
Right,
know,
like a beta test kind of thing.
yeah, something like that. And then listen, I'm going with however the universe is. Just I don't know what's I know my vision. I know what I'm trying to accomplish, but I'm also letting it happen. Well, when I say letting it happen, doesn't mean I'm just sitting on my couch, because
Right, right. Waiting for it. Yeah, fucking.
yeah, you need to take action on anything, on everything, but um, don't don't force things.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And does your wife and kids help with the animals?
So my daughter, you actually text you by mistake through her. I have like 6 IGs.
Right. Yeah, I saw. I saw that.
Sometimes I'm just like, but she's got about 12. She's got five, six, seven, eight. She's got like 10 ball pythons, 9 ball pythons.
Oh,
Yeah,
gross. Okay.
she bred. So she had her banana chick, which is a banana clown, and then
Right.
she's had since she was like 2 years old. She bred them a year and a half ago. So when she was 6, she bred them, she ultrasounded them, she incubated them, and she hatched them out. So she got super banana clown. Yeah, super banana clowns. Um, yeah, not bad for her first clutch.
Yeah. Well, does she just laugh at all these old people trying to do ball pythons, and she's like, "I'm 6, and
No,
I've done better stuff than you have."
no, she doesn't give
I think she has to do that. You should advertise that for her. You should be like, got better stuff than you when she was 6 years old, and you spent your whole life doing this dumb ball python thing.
it's just really cool that she's into it, and it's not. I didn't force her. Like, I'm not like, hey, do this.
Right.
She loves it. She loves her snakes. This house is a reptile house. She'll be eating breakfast, and she takes baths with her ball python. Um,
Right. Right.
just what she's been doing her whole life. It's normal for her.
Mm.
Mm. So
Cool. Well, I mean, how many animals a year do you say you're selling now? Got to be a low amount, right? I mean,
I think maybe 5.
that's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
Maybe
I
that.
fucking love that, man.
Yeah. Like I said,
So,
this is not about the money.
well, clearly, yeah, and it's how much would you say you have invested in your whole snake collection?
I mean, the room with the cage that you seen the enclosure that I did
Right,
under the stairwell,
right,
right? Did you see
right.
it underneath the stairwell? Did you see that one?
Oh no, no, I didn't see that.
Let's see if I can. So this is one. This is one that I just built. I'm waiting for the branches and everything to get in. But this is
Oh
my
Jesus Christ.
this is
Okay.
my office, and this whole cage it's not a cage, but it's the whole back wall.
Right.
And then this one right here, this is under the stairs, so it's got a waterfall.
Holy shit. Yeah, that's fucking awesome, man.
Going right there. He's in shed right now. So I would say, um, with the snakes and everything,
Yeah.
probably like 300K. I mean, the build out for this room was pretty close to 80, maybe 90K, because I got the generator
Right.
15K, and the ceiling and cages, and it was, yeah.
and you're selling 5 animals a year. So you could fucking tell that this is a passion thing, and I hate that fucking word, but it's you could tell, man. It's like this is your gig, man. I mean, people, you definitely wouldn't be finding ball python or corn snake people, with your setup selling 5 animals a year. They'd be hitting every repticon that they can, to try to get rid of animals to make the money back.
Yeah.
Mm.
Not about. I mean, when I kept all those animals back in the day, when I had all those venomous and I had all kinds, I had Savannah monitors, I had all kinds of stuff. I wasn't even pairing them. It was just, I just had them to keep them. I had 6 or 7 Gaboon Vipers, and it wasn't to pair them up to have babies. I just love the snake, so I just more.
No, I remember we were the same way, and when I was in LA, we had a ton of berms and retics, and
you miss LA?
A little bit. I miss the weather. I don't miss the people looking at you and trying to look behind you for somebody more important in the room than you.
Yeah.
So I don't miss that part. I was a musician in LA, so it's it was a little bit different. I miss Colorado. I used to live in Colorado, and I had a little ranch there, and that I miss. But now I'm in New York in a fucking shitty condo next to the water, and I'm paying like $3,000 a month for a fucking 1-bedroom apartment.
Where in New York?
I'm in Westchester, New Rochelle.
Yeah. So when I was younger, I lived in Connecticut. Well, I lived in Queens, New York.
Okay.
I lived in Wayne, New Jersey, and Norwalk, Connecticut. So
yeah, Norwalk is like an hour from me.
Okay.
But this whole Northeast thing, I got to get out of here. I'm definitely thinking Texas, Tennessee, because the Northeast is the worst. Just like shady fucking people, just fucking degenerates that fucking don't even look at you when they're trying to make a deal with you. They look down at the floor. Yeah, it's the worst place to live ever. It's like the armpit of the country, right?
But you work from home, right? So it doesn't.
Yeah, I work from home. I don't have to see anybody all day. It's great. I just do Zoom, and I'll have Zoom meetings and knock it out that way. People during COVID, they were like, "How are you dealing with the pandemic?" And I'm like, "Bitch, I've been quarantining since 2016. Okay, I love this. I hate people, and I work from home, so fucking I'm good."
You don't hate people. You do talk shows.
No, well, I hate people in general, though, but I like the top 20% of people in any industry. I like them people. Okay. And those are the people I try to surround myself with. Okay, but like, I don't know, Billy Joe in Arkansas, fucking who lives with his mom and is breeding snakes. I don't associate with that guy. He may listen to me, but I'm not associating with that guy. It's just,
we all start somewhere, though.
Yeah, that's the positive vibe that you give off. You're like, hey, you got to start somewhere. I'm like, fuck that guy.
We just started. I just started a YouTube channel, and like I said, it's you start with one, and and it's I know that I'm gonna take it somewhere. The reason why I started it was, I wanted. It's called My Philosophy with Socrates. So it's the way I'm raising my kids. One of the biggest things is teaching my kids how to be successful growing up with that mindset, right. Making sure that you always, whenever you make money, pay yourself first, no matter what. The bills are going to come. It's only going to make you work harder because they're going to come after your money. They're going to come after their money, but always make sure that you pay yourself first and take that money and invest in something that's going to give you a return later on in the future. I have my daughter who's 7, my son who's 3. Yeah. Hold on. Give me. I'm talking on the show. Yeah. I want to ignore my wife. But like I said, I have my daughter who's 7, my son who's 3. I'm divorced, but my ex-wife lives like 4 houses down from us. We got that way my daughter can run back and forth.
Right.
So we have a great relationship, and it's just about raising my kids and giving them the best opportunity they have. I want to give them a legacy so they can pass on that legacy to their kids. You know?
Yes, yeah, I have no kids, and I believe that's a good thing. Because the last thing you need is another smoking, cursing dude just walking around, right? But Socrates, how could people get in touch with you, man? Give me your socials.
You could do the IG, which is Ari Elli Max Aboreals. And that's it. Or I guess Facebook. I don't really go on Facebook that much.
Well, also the YouTube channel is called My Philosophy with Socrates.
Oh yeah, but with an I, not an E. So Socratis. So basically, what I'm doing is I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not really good with computers. I'm figuring out as I'm going.
Right.
Video took me like 6 hours and I just put stuff on, but it's all right because you know what? I'm gonna go to a professional. I'm gonna learn how to edit. I'm gonna figure things out, and I want to use it as a way to just educate. So it's not so much of a YouTube video where kids are playing. It's more about how I'm raising my kids and the things that I'm instilling in my kids to grow up. My philosophies,
Right.
to have a good soul, to live moment to moment to moment, to work to be a better soul for you and for everybody else. And there's going to be challenges. Nobody's perfect. There's going to be faults. Kids are always fighting, trying to deal with that. My daughter's 7. I'm sure there's going to be some problems when she's 11, maybe.
Yeah, when she's 13, telling you how much she hates you. Yeah.
So it's how do I approach things? How do you approach things that are difficult and make them work for you? You are in charge of your life, your feelings. Don't let anybody say bad things that are going to hurt you. They shouldn't have that impact on you. You control yourself,
Yeah, no, I get it, man. This is way too deep for this show, man. Like you are way too much of an adult to be on this show and a positive guy, man. I'm gonna, I'm gonna have to make this a special, right?
Did we go in a different direction? Do we need to go in another direction?
Oh no, normally it's like fuck this, fuck that podcast, and I'm like, when you're telling me how you meditate, I'd be like, oh, you meditate? What are you, a fag? And then like normally it goes that way. But the way you describe the shit,
Yeah,
you're very convincing, man. I'll tell you that. You're very like, I started thinking, oh, maybe I should think a little bit more positive. And then, then I looked up at the computer and I was like, yeah, fuck that.
Hey, no. It's going to change today. Just try it. The one thing that I say to myself, and every time I say it, I laugh. I say it every morning. I say it every night, and I write it down when I journal. Today is the greatest day of my life.
Yeah, I like to think that too. But August 14th, 2006 was the greatest day of my life. And it's just been downhill from there. Like, I used to be way cooler, and now I'm this decrepit old dude.
No, I love it. Listen, try that before you go to bed. And I smile every time I say it. No matter how the day's going, I said, today is the greatest day of my life. I smile. It just puts a big smile on my face. And it's a great day.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll definitely try that. But then I know the next words that come out of my mouth is, you're a fucking idiot. Like, you're fucking putz. This was not the greatest day of your life.
But you have talent. Like you're a comedian.
Yeah, people call it that, but
you make people feel good. You make people forget about their troubles that they have because they're into your show and they're laughing, and that's a big thing.
Yeah, no, I get it, but it probably would be better if I'm not telling them to go fuck themselves all the time. So that kind of puts a damper when they're calling me, telling me how awesome I am, and I'm like, fuck you, dude. I don't want to listen to you. Like, but seriously, thank you, brother. You're a fucking rock star, man. You're really a badass. MJ was definitely right about you, man. You are the shit. And
MJ's, I'm telling you, has come a long way since I've met him.
Yeah.
And he's working on himself day in and day out. I remember when I first met him, and he had there was a lot of beef with, you know, a lot of. It's just, why do you even waste your time?
Right,
you know,
right.
We only have this much time in this world.
Right.
There's no reason. But
and you figure that out too the older you get, you know.
Correct.
But like things that would have pissed me off 10 years ago, I'm just like, fuck it, you know, and just let it slide off my back now. But yeah, no, I didn't know MJ when he was, you know, like mega aggressive or anything. But I know him now, and I, you know, I'm definitely a big fan of the guy. So, all right, Socrates, thank you very much for doing this shit, man. I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate it.
I'm gonna, you know, we'll get this out probably some point in July.
All right.
And, you know, we'll just knock it out. I think people are going to love this one, man.
Thank you. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens.
Yeah, you fucking rock. Thank you again so much for taking the time, man.
Yes, sir.
Have a good one, man.
Bye. All right, Chris.
All right.
Bye.
Here at Snakes and a Fat Man, we're huge supporters of diversity. We're proving that point here by having our first ever boa breeder as a sponsor on the show. Boa Affliction has been around since 2010, and when they saw the VPI T-positive gene, they immediately shifted their focus and decided to make not just visually stunning albino boas, but they quickly realized that the T-positive snows and sunglows really stood apart from the T-negative albinos that were available at the time. This original VPI gene has maintained its place in the market for the last 10 years and shows no sign of slowing down. Here's the thing. When you invest into your 401k, a 401k for all you ball python people is a fund that you invest in for your retirement. But when you invest in a 401k, you just don't invest in Walmart. You invest in Amazon, Verizon, Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. That's all we're trying to say here. 100% of your collection doesn't have to be ball pythons. Throw a few boas in there and be part of a different type of cool crowd. And when you do that, invest with Kenny over at Boa Affliction. Great, no bullshit guy with an awesome website. And how in the fuck am I gonna say no to a guy who uses this chick in his promo picture? Can't do it. Can't do it. I tried everything. Go check out Kenny today at boaffliction.com. Sticking with my supporting of diversity, I actually hired a millennial to handle all of my social media, but I had to fire him because he didn't show up for work. So I'm just going to leave this picture up here for a little while longer. Man, I got a little bit of a man crush on Sock, all right? That's all I'm saying. Go follow him now on all of his socials. You know the drill. We drop new podcasts on the 1st and the 15th of every month, and we're keeping up with the Zoom calls. The next one is going to be this Sunday, July 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 if you're a Patreon member. Speaking of Patreon, if you're in a position to help the channel out, you could go to patreon.com/snakesandthefatman and be like all these other people here that are fucking rocking my world. Right, that's all I'm saying. You get early admittance into the Zoom calls. You get a bunch of discounts on companies from guests that we have. You get exclusive videos like Shitting On and It Doesn't Matter and a couple other cool things that we're working on. Trust me, it's worth the money. Again, go follow all of these fucking rock stars here like Ashley and Stephen Howdy of Focus Cubed Habitats. Best fucking PVC display cages in the business. Jerome Holland. Fucking certified badass. Andrew Lyons, fucking certified badass. Look, just join the Patreon page and become a certified member of the Reptile Cool Guy Club. Again, that's patreon.com/snakesandthefatman. Be a part of helping us bring a bunch of cool new shit to the table. Guys, thanks for hanging out for the whole episode. I appreciate it. Hopefully this episode has inspired you a little, made you think different about a couple of things. And I'll see you here in 2 weeks. I fucking love you guys. Take care, man. Everyone talks their own shit about what kind of racks you should buy. Metal racks are great, but everyone doesn't want a goddamn 7-foot high, 6-foot wide, 2,000-pound metal rack in their fucking house. That's a 2 refrigerator footprint, man. 2 fucking refrigerators. Sea Serpents makes insane quality racks that could fit anywhere. They're stackable PVC racks that are living room friendly, and they're shipped fully assembled with heat tape already installed. Just plug it into a thermostat and you're ready to go. When we had the shop, we had over 20 Sea Serpent racks there before they ever became a sponsor of Snakes and the Fatman. I don't breed much anymore these days, but I still have a few racks here in my house, and you could be goddamn sure that they're Sea Serpents. Oh, and they also make hotbox incubators, probably the best reptile incubators made in America. At the height of our breeding business, we had 4 4-foot hotbox incubators, and again, I still have a small hotbox incubator here in case anything I keep actually does breed. Go to SeaSerpents.com and check out their incredible selection of PVC racks, and tell Chris Nettles that the Fatman sent you.